We're on now.
Okay, we're back up live. About 2 minutes and 12 seconds left on the warm-up. I know Coach has some higher expectations for this game. I think she was on them this morning just for energy level and hustle and just maintaining that throughout the entire game. Just saying that we all need to come together as a team and do that, right? Everybody can hustle, even if you're not having your best game.
You see the link in the chat? I don't think so. So we're just waiting to establish the link. We're about 1 minute and 30 out. We're going to share that when we get a second. Do you see the link in the chat? All right. Bum, bum. No. Getting a few technical glitches before the game. Link is good. Go on live and see. Well, yeah, we don't have a. Sweet. All this.
Yep.
Yeah, it's working. It's working.
Okay, here I am.
Yep. Yeah, there's not. It looks like it's behind. I think it's behind.
Yeah, there's a lag. There's a lag in our little video, so and audio. So maybe you're about 3 or 4 seconds behind. Buzzer's about to go off. Teams are just ready to pick up the pucks. And we're ready to get going. Hopefully TI has a little fire in their belly, right? They want to come away with a victory today. So last chance for a victory. The good news is it's completely possible. We're not being, outskated. The Minnesota teams obviously have been playing together for a while, so they have a little bit more cohesiveness between them. But this is definitely a good opportunity at the beginning of the season to be able to focus and find out what we need to work on most as a team. So in the upcoming weeks in practice, I'm sure we'll be working on the very things that weren't stellar today. TIs tap their sticks on the ice. They're headed to the bench. And then we'll be ready for puck drop.
So I think we're going to look for more connection from our team. And I think Coach kind of got on them about making sure that we're getting hustle up and down the lineup. We've had some really nice play by the majority of the players. I really say by everybody we've seen really great play. But there have been some lapses sometimes. So as we're coming out, we have Cantwell, Murphy, Footy, Feynman, and Tumulty. Did I say Tumulty? They're going to be starting the game, 13 minutes. TI is in their white uniforms with the light blue trim, Minnesota dark blue with red and white. And it's going to be Murphy taking the draw, and it goes to Feynman. Feynman now bounces it up the boards in the neutral zone. It's back. Minnesota controls it in their own zone, and now they're playing it out. Feynman has the puck now. She tries to force it into the neutral zone, but Minnesota has it, and here they come. Nice play by a Minnesota player. Murphy drives her off the puck, and here comes Murphy now trying to bring it out, and TI brings it out of the zone, back into the Minnesota zone, but they control it. Minnesota up the left wing now. Minnesota goes in. Feynman going back in the far corner. She battles with a Minnesota player. Minnesota comes away with it. Murphy is there. Now Feynman has it. She tries to get it there's a shot, and it's gloved by Geiger. She puts it down. Now Feynman has it again. Feynman pushes it up to Cantwell. Now it's in the neutral zone. Here comes Cantwell back into the Minnesota zone. Minnesota will control it back there with Tumulty giving pressure. And T.I. goes for a change. And now here comes Wolf. She almost had a nice steal there. That's going to, no offsides. I thought that was going to be offsides. It was Kratokulova now who's in the game, I think. I just lost a player there. No, it was Peterson who had it. So icing with 11:47 to go. It's going to be a little rough as we get the player names together. But first period, no score.
Wolf and Maslin back on D. We have Bogdan down for the face-off. It's Bogdan, Sullivan, and Peterson out there. So pass to Peterson. Peterson gets it in the neutral zone. Goes back to a Minnesota player. Sullivan on the back check, gets past Sullivan. So the Minnesota player comes in, gets a shot off, and then goes into the boards. So behind the net, we need someone there. It's in the corner, can't actually see what's happening. Minnesota has it behind their own net. Gets past Wolf. Back to the corner, back around the net. Maslin sees it. She's trying to get there to knock that out. They're in the corner. Maslin and Bogdan are on a girl back behind the net. Puck comes loose. Yeah, too much zone time, Chris just said. So penalty here. And we have Molly Bogdan. I don't know if they call that holding. But Bogdan goes, it's going to be power play here for Minnesota. PK for Team Illinois. We have Peterson out there. We have Bowles out there. Kratokulova comes in at center. And Troncozo, I think, is the other girl out there. Can't really see in the corner, but I'm going to assume that. D gets it, passes it back and forth. T.I. trying to get it out of the zone. It's kept in. Shot towards the net. Brushed away by Geiger. Shot from the blue line. Goes wide of the net. Should be able to get it, make an exit here. Peterson chips it out off the boards. Hustling to the puck. Icing is the call.
1:04 left on the man advantage for Minnesota. And on the Bogdan penalty, face-off will be back in the TI zone in the right circle, far circle. Again, for 14U, you can't clear the puck on penalties, and so that's why that icing is called. And now out of the zone, and a nice play by T.I. That's Peterson now trying to get control of the puck as it went into the zone. And now it's Troncozo giving great play now in the Minnesota zone. And T.I. just missed the puck now. Nice, aggressive penalty kill by T.I. Peterson has the puck. She circles. She's looking, and now she fires that down. That's going to unfortunately go for icing with 30 seconds left on the penalty kill. So we get some fresh skaters out. We got Feynman and Footy coming out with Byrne and Murphy. Face-off will be in the TI zone in the near circle. That's the goalie's pad side. And it's going to be Byrne taking the face-off. Minnesota has it above the near side circle. Dancing with the puck there is a player. They put it to the near side point. A whiff on the puck is a player, and it's going to be, they almost had it out. Byrne almost was able to take it out, but she lost the puck. And now Footy has it. Footy's able to bring it out to center ice. And a nice play by a Minnesota player to keep that in the neutral zone. And 3 seconds left. Both teams are at full strength. And it goes over to Feynman. Feynman in the zone. She takes it out to number 4, that's Footy. And now she brings it into the zone. There's a chance out front. Murphy, she had a chance in the slot, but she's knocked down by a Minnesota player. Now Footy has it, and she gets it back down to Byrne. And now coming out, Feynman tries to hold a player in, and she can't. And the puck goes back into the TI zone, and that's going to go for icing. So 8:50 to go. Sorry about that call. We had some changes coming out of that penalty. Still no score, first period.
Yep, Murphy, Roberts, and Vernon. You got the F defensive line. That's Footy and Feynman. Murphy on the faceoff, near dot. Comes out, Feynman trying to sneak in. Player gets that. You have Footy racing. She's got one. Nice D. Nice D. Ruby Jane plays nice D. Feynman tries to get that out from the net. Footy has it on the boards. Murphy coming in for help. They're still in the corner. I see Murphy coming in. Murphy's got it. She passes it to Feynman. Feynman tries to get it up to Byrne. It's intercepted there. Byrne comes back for the puck. She's going to be across the neutral zone. She's going to get an entry here. She got Roberts behind her for the drop. Nice play by Byrne. She gets a shot, saved by the Minnesota goalie. So 8:05 left. The score is 0-0. Offensive line is changing. So we're going to have Bogdan out. That's it.
Molson trying to bring it in now, and she had a nice move into the slot. Maslin, I got to get that one right. Minnesota trying to bring it out, and they can't. Tumulty has it behind the cage. She couldn't do anything with it. Minnesota in the near circle, and now it goes back, and Wolf has it. Wolf collects it, but she gives it up, and it's going to be an offside, thankfully. Tumulty, Cantwell, Bogdan, and Maslin. I just got to get those together. Okay, it's back to Wolf now. She tries to get it over to Maslin, but she misses her back in the TI zone. TI trying to bring it out, and they get it to center ice, but Minnesota controls it. Cross ice pass now in the neutral zone, and Minnesota gains the line in the high slot. They try to push it back to the point. Now it's in the far side half wall. Wolf trying to come out with it. She's fighting with the Minnesota player. And it's brought out by Tumulty. And now Cantwell trying to fight for the puck. It's still in the TI zone, and Minnesota controls it. And now it's Maslin at neutral ice. She dances at the red line. Cross ice pass to Cantwell, and Cantwell puts it down deep, and will go for a change now. And Sullivan is in. Sullivan giving some pressure. Minnesota still is able to get it to the neutral zone. Troncozo with a nice play, and she's racing for it in the Minnesota zone. She's tripped down. She goes hard into the boards, but she's back up. And now we're looking. A delayed penalty now. The goalie's coming off. And now Quilova had it for a second coming into the Minnesota zone, but before we could get any structure going, it was touched up by Minnesota, and with 6:18 to go in the first period, TI will go to their first power play.
So if you have Quilova, Sullivan, and who's 93?
93.
Forgive me. Peterson, who played in Canada last year. I know who you are. So that goes out to, that was Bowles taking a shot from the blue line. Defender gets past Bowles. It's Troncozo. She's got 2-on-1. There's a pass. It goes right in front of the net. It's covered. So Troncozo got caught on a 2-on-1. The player passed. Not a clean pass, thank goodness. And Geiger was able to cover that. So we have Murphy, Bogdan, Byrne coming out with Footy and Feynman. So face-off is in the far dot in the TI zone. Bogdan down for the face-off, blocks off a player. That's Footy coming up. Footy changes position. She passes it up. It was taken by Minnesota, but we got it back. Tumulty coming into the zone. Tumulty's got Byrne and Bogdan there. Tumulty's in the corner. Can't really see what's happening. It's kind of caught up a little bit. Murphy's back. Faven's fighting for the puck. Murphy's back, taking her deep position. Foodie and Murphy back. Goes to Murphy. Murphy's got time. She skates it in. She passes it back. Goes to Foodie. Minnesota has it. They clear it. It's not quite enough for icing. It's going to be Faven back. Faven's going to collect the puck. She goes back around the net. She passes that up to Byrne. Nice pass. We're in the Minnesota zone. Minnesota has it right now. Bogdan and Byrne are going to fight for that puck in the corner. It squirts out. Murphy takes it. Murphy's looking. Murphy gets Bogdan. She can't keep it off her stick. Minnesota's pushing now. They get around Foodie. Faven's hustling back. The defensive player was right there. Kind of interfered with Faven, or maybe just a good position there. Bogdan comes all the way back across ice. She's trying to get position. She gets in front of the net. There's a shot. It's blocked away by the goalie. TI goes for a change. Minnesota has it trying to come out. Player gets past Maslin. Wolf there. Nice save by Geiger. Right at her head.
4:16 to go, first period. No score. Both teams have had some chances there, but nobody's been able to score yet. So Kretoquilova is taking the draw now in the TI zone in the near circle. And that's Maslin with the puck now. Now it's behind the cage. Wolf has it. She plays it behind her own cage, looking up the wall. She tries to play it off the wall and out. She's looking for Murphy, but she can't find her. Now Wolf takes it to the other side. TI still trying to get it out of the zone here. Maslin pushes it to Wolf in the near side. It's at the near side half wall now. And there's a scrum in the corner. Can't really see. Puck shoots it towards the net. It's behind the cage. Minnesota has it. Minnesota being pushed off the puck there by Maslin. Now it's at the near side half wall where Murphy is given pressure. Wolf now going in the near corner. And there's a scrum for the puck that involves three TI and 2 Minnesota players. Puck is in the near circle now. Minnesota has it. They make it through. There's a shot in this crease, and it's taken away. And here comes Kretoquilova. She takes it out to center ice. Minnesota gets it back, and they dump it down, and they'll go for a change. Maslin has it now. She's looking. She pushes it to the neutral zone. Minnesota controls it again. We got to get control coming out of the zone and then get some controlled entries. These neutral zone turnovers are hurting us. Minnesota gains the TI line on the far side. A nice move in the middle and a nice save by Geiger. 2 nice saves by Geiger as she kicked the rebound with a pad and saved that. Another neutral zone turnover by TI, and Minnesota will regroup back in their own zone. Now they look to bring it in. Nice play by Wolf. Minnesota trying to get it in the line. TI trying to keep them out on the far boards. 2:25 to go for the period. Minnesota has it again. And now they're looking, and they go through the neutral zone. No call. Minnesota player goes tumbling, and now it's in the slot, and there's a play and a score! That was Bogdan again with her 3rd goal of the weekend on a nice neutral zone steal. It looked like Tumulty had the steal, slid it over to Bogdan, who puts the biscuit in the basket with 2:15 to go. First period, 1-0 TI.
All right, so we have Cantwell, Bogdan, Tumulty, or no, 97 is Tumulty, yep. So we have Troncozo and Bowles back in. Bogdan again, net front! Goalie can't find it. It's covered. Nice play, though. Nice hustle by Bogdan. So new offensive line coming out. It's going to be Peterson, 93. I'm going to commit that to memory. Murphy and Sullivan out on the O-line. Troncozo gets that. She tries to backhand it in. TI fight and keep it, goes to the neutral zone. Sticked away. That's going to be Peterson trying to make an entry. Peterson comes across the line. She's caught on the boards. Troncozo gets that. She's near the corner. She shoots it across. She's going to get it to Bowles. Bowles is going to get that. Sullivan is back on D, covering the D position. No icing. Icing's waved off. So that's going to be Troncozo. Troncozo tries to get it across, but it's intercepted before the blue line from a Minnesota player. There's a battle on the boards for the puck. Squirts out. Sullivan has that. Sullivan's trying to make an entry. Sullivan gets the puck across. Players coming around the back of the net. Troncozo sneaks in, takes that player off the puck. It's in the neutral zone. That's Murphy trying to turn a corner, trying to get around. Minnesota manages to keep it in. There's a hustle for the puck. Somebody get there. Sullivan gets there with a Minnesota player. And it comes around. That's going to be Peterson. Peterson coming up the ice. She's at neutral ice. She's got Sullivan with her. She's looking. She passes it to Sullivan. Nice pass. Sullivan can't get that pass. It's going to be Foodie and Feynman in. Foodie hustling back to the puck. Goes for icing. So there's 35.5 seconds left in the first period. TI is up 1-0. Kratoquilova, Byrne, and Roberts will be in with Foodie and Feynman back on D. So in there, in the far dot, in the Minnesota zone, let's make something happen in the next 35 seconds, ladies. Off the faceoff, it goes to Foodie. Foodie looking around. She's going to skate it in. She's around the corner. She's going around the back of the net. She's trying to do a wraparound. She gets it net front. Oh! She had a net front. Kratoquilova took a shot, but it was blocked by the goalie. They're trying. Kratoquilova's going to backhand it. She's trying to get it in. They're net front. And there's a battle. Oh, so close, but it did not go in. And there's a high stick, or I'm not sure who the call's on. Looks like it's going to be on Minnesota. No, I think it's on Minnesota. So with 12.3 seconds, TI is going to be on the power play. So net front, there was a battle. Cross-checking, I think, was the call. Puck goes back. It's going to go back towards Foodie. Byrne has it in the corner. Byrne's trying to skate around. Byrne comes around the back of the net. She's looking. She gets it to Feynman. Feynman tries to hit it back. So the period ends. For the start of the second period, we've got about 1:18 or so left on the power play. So nice play. Bogdan comes in for a really nice goal. There's a little bit of spirit and fight in this team. So it's good to, I think this is the first time this weekend that we scored first. Is that right, Chris?
Yes, it is. And so we are hanging on to a 1-goal lead. Still 2:18 to go on the power play once the second period starts on a penalty to Minnesota number 21. So we're seeing a lot of physicality, a lot of hustle out of our team, some really great passing. We can get it out of the zone, but still concerned a little bit about the neutral zone turnovers. We got to get some controlled entries. When we do get controlled entries, we know what to do with the puck, and we've gotten some great chances in the slot. So our fourth game of the weekend, as I said before, we've lost 3, but it's always the last game that you go home thinking about. So we would love to end this weekend with a winner here today. Coach Michelle is giving some instructions. I would like to see our team possess the puck a little more, just get a little bit more sustained offensive zone time to kind of tire this Minnesota team out. In terms of physicality, I think that we can go toe-to-toe with them. So we're going to see. Not sure who's coming out to start the second period. Again, second period, that's when you have the long change. After the first game, when we had some change problems, we really haven't been caught in any changes since then. So hopefully we've gotten that kind of worked out and out of our system, and the long change won't affect us. What does happen in the long change is sometimes, especially the near side defender can get caught on the ice, and so that's just going to be something to watch. So coming out, we have Maslin, Byrne, Murphy. I think both Murphys. No, Bogdan is there with Byrne and Troncozo. And and no, Maslin and Troncozo. Maslin has it now behind her own net. They're trying to get it out of the zone, and they get it to Byrne at center ice. Byrne gets knocked off the puck in the neutral zone, but it's picked up by Troncozo. And now here comes Minnesota on a counterattack. They take the line, but a nice stick there by Bogdan knocks it into the bench, and we'll have a face-off with 12:35 to go. Still 54 seconds left on the man advantage for TI, and I actually had forgotten about the power play because TI hasn't been able to get the structure. Now it's Bogdan. She takes it to Maslin. Maslin to Byrne. Byrne gains the Minnesota line on the far side. Now she smartly plays it back to the point. Now it's over to Bogdan, and it's Maslin. Oh, Maslin with a shot just over the cage. It's behind the Minnesota cage now. TI trying to get control of it, and they do. They're in the far side now behind the cage again. It's to Bogdan. Bogdan in the near circle. She gets it to Maslin at the point. Gives it back to Bogdan. Bogdan staying in the Minnesota zone, but she gives it away. And now there's a cheater down, and now it's Maslin trying to come back. Minnesota shoots, and a great save by Geiger. Now 6 seconds left, and it's out of the zone. It's taken by Murphy. Both teams are at full strength. Minnesota controls it in the neutral zone. Some players go flying down, and there's going to be no offsides. Oh, there's a delayed offsides call as Troncozo got the puck, kicked it in the zone, and I think we had 2 or 3 players in, but the ref made the call. 11:25 to go, second period, 2-1 TI.
Kratoquilova in its center. Roberts out at wing, Foodie and Feynman on D. Puck is out. That's going to be Murphy. Is our other offensive person, Foodie. Takes that back to neutral ice. Kratoquilova has a nice pass. She tries to get that out in front to Murphy. It's disrupted by Minnesota. They're coming up the boards. Player sneaks it past Feynman. Shot taken. Nice save by Geiger. So they're in the corner, battling for the puck. It's taken out. I think that's Murphy has the puck. They're in the corner. It's going to be Roberts. Or no, I'm sorry. That was Kratoquilova. So Minnesota has it. Shot. Nice save by Olivia Geiger. Minnesota got the puck. Feynman was skating. She was on her back foot with her momentum going toward the boards. The shot was taken, but nice cover by Olivia there.
So we got Tumulty with Bogdan, Wolf, Cantwell. Puck goes to the far side now, is in the circle. Wolf now behind the cage, trying to control it in her own zone. Nice pass out to Bogdan. Bogdan now to Cantwell. Cantwell across center ice. She gains the Minnesota line on the far side. She's knocked off the puck, and here comes Minnesota out of the zone, and they have numbers. 4-on-2 as they gain the TI zone, and now they try to drop pass, but it's taken by Bogdan. Bogdan behind her own cage, driven off the puck. Minnesota has it in the far circle now. They're looking for space, but they can't. TI is right there. There's a shot harmlessly to the left of the goalie, and to the right of the goalie, excuse me. Minnesota had it, or TI had it for a second, but Minnesota has it now. Bogdan behind her own cage, and she tries to get it to Wolf. It's off her back skate. TI having trouble controlling here. And now the puck is to the point, near point, and Minnesota trying to play it back down. TI has it, and they'll send it along through the neutral zone back into the Minnesota zone where Minnesota takes it. A little interference there, no call. And Minnesota players coming through center ice, sidestepping few TI players. Get a body on her, girls. Let's go. It's in the far corner now. And now TI has it behind their own cage. I think that's Bogdan. She tries to get it out, and she does. There's a check. Tumulty had it. She got knocked by a Minnesota player. No call. Wolf now will control it with 9 minutes to go in the second period. Again, TI up 1-0. It's in the near corner now. TI trying to battle to get it out, and they get it to the point. Minnesota keeps it in. The game's getting a little chippy now, and now it's going to be Bogdan. Bogdan through center ice. She gains the line. Bogdan, she tries to sidestep a player. Nice play by the Minnesota team, and T.I. gets a change in. Troncozo in. Sullivan in. Bowles in. Bogdan's coming off the ice now, and Murphy is in. So puck is still, it's at the far point in the Minnesota zone. There's a shot, whistles wide of the net. Minnesota will try to come out with it now. They're looking. They in the far side in their own zone. They take it to center ice, and a nice disruption stick. I think that was Sullivan who got it in there. Now Minnesota into the TI zone on the far side, and they knock it just to the right of the cage. There's a shot. It's blocked by Murphy. Nice block. Minnesota has it in the near circle. Another shot, and Geiger was able to make the save but couldn't control it. Puck is in the far corner now. TI has it. TI at the half wall, but Minnesota plays it back down. Troncozo's there. She puts a player into the boards, and now she's fighting for it. Good hustle by Troncozo. And now the puck is to the half wall, and it's going to be Peterson, I think, who tried to bring it out, but she couldn't. The puck is in the slot now, and there's a nice play by Troncozo to knock it away. And now that is Bowles trying to bring it out. She can't. Puck is still in the TI zone. There's a shot and a save by Geiger. She made the save on her left pad and then scooped it up into her glove. 7:30 to go, second period, 1-0 TI.
Foodie and Feynman come out on D. It's going to be Roberts, Kratoquilova, and Byrne. Kratoquilova come in at center, taking the face-off. We're in the near circle in the TI zone. We need to get this out right away off the face-off. Kratoquilova got it. It's back and forth. A little bit up the boards. It's made it to the neutral zone. Goes back to a Minnesota player. It's tipped. Foodie's going to be back. Two players go down. Not sure what the call is there. Is icing? Icing is the call. So we're going to be in Minnesota zone, near circle. Kratoquilova again on the face-off. Puck is dropped, goes out. Battle on the boards. Minnesota trying to come out of the zone. They make it to the neutral zone. Foodie stops the puck for a second. Player gets by. So they had a player coming in on the pass. No one was covering the player on the far side. Nice pass. She had her direction right towards the goal and puts the puck in the net. Score is tied 1-1. There's 7:04 left, second period. Foodie Feynman back on D. We have Alonzo in, Bogdan down at center, and Murphy on the other wing. So Minnesota has it. Minnesota passing it up neutral ice. Goes to Feynman. Feynman passes it across. Trying to get it to Bogdan. It's on the boards. Foodie's coming in. She's behind the net. Murphy up to the puck. Goes to the corner. Murphy has it. Murphy decides to skate it back behind the net. She changes directions. She's looking. She passes it up to Bogdan. Bogdan's going to be able to make an entry. Here comes Bogdan. Bogdan tries to get a pass. She's in the boards. Still fighting. She gets it center. That was Wolf coming in. She takes a shot, almost deflected. Bogdan has it back behind the net. Murphy takes that. Murphy's got it. Player trying to bring it out of the zone, takes it across ice. We have Wolf and Maslin back on D. Wolf managed to put the player out. She skates around the net. She passes it. There's a shot. It's in front of the net. Bogdan's going to get that. Bogdan's going to pass it up. Goes to Alonzo. We got to get that number 6 is Alonzo. A little bit of a change here. Cantwell has it. Cantwell trying to get off. Murphy, Piper Murphy, hustling to the corner. So we have Murphy, Cantwell, and Tumulty. Yep, Maslin and Wolf back on D. Tumulty has it behind the net. She skates it. She goes around the corner, trying to turn that corner. Puck is caught. Wolf steps up, thank goodness, because there was a player on the opposite net side. Tumulty comes across. Tumulty trying to keep going. She does. Tumulty's in the corner. She gets it across the net. It's going to be Cantwell. Take that shot. Hey! Cantwell couldn't get off her stick too fast. The puck is loose in front. I think it's Tumulty is down. They're keeping the puck in. Maslin hustling. Maslin trying to block that player. You got Wolf. She's got a 2-on-1. Oh, so beautiful pass to a person who is net side. Not much Wolf could do there. It led to the 2-on-1 and just a perfectly timed pass.
A great one-timer coming down. It wasn't bad defense by Wolf. It was just a great play. And that's going to be that age-old question is, do you go down on the ice to prevent that pass or do you stay up? So Krediquilova, Sullivan, Peterson with Troncozo and Bowles. Puck's in the slot. There's a pad save by Geiger. TI is able to corral it behind their own net, looking to bring it out. There's a pass. Ooh, Sullivan just missed her coming out of the zone. Minnesota keeps it back in. Now it's a nice pad save by Geiger. And Krediquilova has it now. She's on the far boards, and she gets a great, she just brings it out. She couldn't control it. She had Sullivan on a bit of a cherry pick, but she wasn't able to get it to her. Now here comes Sullivan now. Sullivan over the red line. Sullivan gains the line, left side. There's a shot. Easy save for the Minnesota goalie with 3:40 to go in the second period. 2-1 Minnesota. And Minnesota is definitely picking up the pace here, but two just great goals where it was a 2-on-1 rush and Minnesota was able to capitalize. So the face-off has been taken by Bogdan in the TI zone, and now TI brings it out, and Feynman has it in the neutral zone. Feynman tries to play it down to Roberts. Feynman has it. She gets it over to Byrne. Byrne now, Feynman gains the line. There's going to be offsides. So Byrne was taking it in. The puck got knocked away, and Feynman was right behind her on the play and wasn't able to control it before she went into the zone. So Bogdan taking the face-off on the far side, just outside of the Minnesota zone. Minnesota controls in their own zone now. Now they play it across ice to the far side. Up the left wing comes Minnesota, and they gain the TI line. Minnesota in the corner. Feynman pushes a player off the puck. Puck goes in the slot, but no Minnesota player was there. Puck careens over to the near boards now. It's at the near point. Great play by the Minnesota player. Now she walks in, and there's a shot. Geiger with the save, and now Feynman has it. She chips it up to Roberts. Roberts now takes it out of the zone just ahead of her stick, and she didn't have the wheels as she's getting to the end of her shift. And now it's going. Footy's able to control it before Minnesota can gain the line. And now here we go. Roberts has the puck. She tries to bring it in, and she doesn't. And now Feynman with a nice play to bring Minnesota off the puck, but Minnesota controls it. Now they're battling in the corner. Minnesota has it. Feynman has it. Oh, Micah. Oh, Feynman had Roberts, but she wasn't able to control the puck and get it to her in time. TI has it now, and they look to bring it out, and it's in the near boards now. A lot of physicality going on here with 2 minutes left for the period, and then a Minnesota player loses it, and here comes Bogdan now, but she's not going to make it in time before a Minnesota player is able to get her, and now the puck goes back, and it's going to be Footy who's going back for it in her own zone. And nice recovery by Feynman to get the person net front. And now Minnesota has it. They try a wraparound chance, and a great save by Geiger with 1:46 to go in the period. 2-1 Minnesota. We've seen some good things from this TI team and some bad things from this TI team, but they continue to fight.
All right, face-off's going to be in TI zone. Murphy's down for the face-off. Maslin and Wolf came on D. Goes back to Wolf. Wolf trying to bring it up the boards. It's sent back into the zone. Murphy has it in the corner. Murphy trying to get it out of there. Goes to a Minnesota player who whiffs on it. We still can't get it quite out of the zone. Minnesota has it at the blue line. They shoot it towards the net.
120.
Geiger knocks it off. Maslin has it now. Maslin looking. She's skating, looking. Chipped away. Too much time looking, right? Gives this Minnesota team too much time to take the puck. So Alonzo giving chase. Murphy and Murphy out there. Piper Murphy coming in. Or is that, I may have that wrong. Piper Murphy 17, Ava Murphy's 12. So TI is going to get a shot here. Maslin takes a shot towards the net. It's blocked. Oh. And Murphy was coming in. She had a shot right in front of the net. It was blocked by the goalie. Nice try. Minnesota trying to get out of the zone. Maslin. Good. Nice job. Oh, it's going to be called for interference. Yep. So player was trying to chip it past Maslin. Maslin took the body. The girl fell. So it's going to be called for interference. So 25.9 seconds to play in the second period. Minnesota is winning 2. TI has 1. Alyssa Maslin is in the box for interference. And we will be on the PK. So I see Troncozo and Bulls out there, but we need 2 more players. Ladies, someone go. Burn. See her purple helmet. Burn and Murphy are out. So Burn and Murphy, Troncozo and Bulls. Puck is dropped, it goes out. Minnesota has it. Pass back and forth, chips out into the neutral zone. Trying to reset. 15 seconds for the period. Burns on there. It's going to go back to Troncozo. Troncozo gets it. She tries to chip it out. Doesn't quite get out of the zone. 5 seconds left. She's going to get it out of the zone. She takes her time. She was trying to chip it up to Murphy. And that's going to end the period. So 2-1. There's about 1:09 left on the penalty kill when we start this third period. So TI bouncing back a little bit. There's a little bit more life in the end of that second period. So this is it. We need to come out, score a goal, and actually win this game. Completely possible, but I think coach is going to tell them this is it. This is your last period of your last game for the weekend, so let's make a difference. Let's focus on all those things we've been doing right and put them all together, all in one show.
So 1:05 to go on the PK for TI. Again, down 2-1. Oh, they're calling another penalty here. Oh, they're going to get Troncozo at the end of that period. I don't know what was said or what happened. Troncozo has been aggressive, and this has been a physical game. This would be the second time that TI has had a 5-on-3, if in fact this penalty is good, and it certainly is on the board. So I think it's going to be. Not exactly sure what happened there. So it looks like we're going to have 1:05 of 5-on-3, followed by 55 seconds of 5-on-4. We saw this in the last game, and TI did a good job of killing the 5-on-3, did a good job of killing the 5-on-4, but just as the penalty was ending, then they scored. So, yep, Troncozo is going to the box. Not sure what that penalty was for. I think she's going to the box for playing hockey. So it's going to be Bowles, Murphy, and Footy out for this penalty kill. Third period, 2-1. TI down, looking for their first win of this preseason. Now Minnesota has it. They played across to the far point. Now it's to the near point. Minnesota still has it looking. Back to the far point. Now they bring it into the circle. There's a shot. And they scored. So that shot came in just to the blocker side low for Geiger. It caught the post. It looked like it didn't go in at first, but it did. So that'll nullify the penalty on Maslin. Now 5-on-4. We have Murphy, Bogdan, Bowles, and Footy. So Minnesota has it behind the TI cage now. Now Minnesota plays it across, still behind the goal line. They're playing it down low, looking for something in the slot if they can get it. In the far circle. Now to the far point high. Back to the circle. Now there's a shot. Goes wide of the net. Minnesota controls it behind the TI cage. Now to the near circle. They're trying to play it up to the near point. Now back to the circle. 42 seconds left on the man advantage for Minnesota. Cross ice. Nice pass. There's a shot. Geiger has it. But it's knocked away. Now it's in the far corner. Minnesota gets it back. Now there's a shot. It's deflected by TI. Puck careens over into the far circle. Now back to the far point. Minnesota brings it to the near point, and a misplayed puck, and they're back to the neutral zone. 20 seconds left on the man advantage for Minnesota. Minnesota brings some fresh skaters on it. A nice stick by Bogdan, but Minnesota's going to gain the TI line on the far side. It's in the far circle now. They're looking. They bring it to the point. High circle. A Minnesota player brings it down now behind the cage. She tries to come in, and then it's saved by Geiger. And now both teams are at full strength. Troncozo out of the box, and it's knocked around. It's going to be picked up in the near corner there by Minnesota. Minnesota at the half wall, but it comes out to Murphy. Murphy across center ice, and she puts it down deep so they can go for a change. 11-11 to go, third period. TI down by 2 goals. Troncozo now trying to pressure the puck back in the Minnesota zone. Minnesota plays it off the wall, and they'll come out with it. Wolf back on defense, and it's going to be offsides. 10:58 to go, 3-1 Minnesota.
Score is 3-1. 10:58 left to play. You got Maslin and Wolf in on D. Peterson, Kretoquilova, and Sullivan in. Trying to get it to Sullivan. Sullivan's on the boards, battling a player, goes back into the zone. Wolf is there. Player gets around Wolf. He's coming in, takes the shot right into the guts of Olivia Geiger. So 10:45 left to play. Face off, far dot, TI zone. Kretoquilova down for the face-off. Puck is dropped, goes out to a defender, blocked. It's going to be, is that Kretoquilova, I think? Or is that Sullivan? I can't see if that's a 2 or a 7. That was Sullivan. Minnesota coming in, Wolf's there. Player can't get it off her stick. We luck out. So there was a player couldn't get it off of her stick and didn't make a clean pass. So that 2-1 resulted in nothing. 10:13 left to play. Minnesota has it in their own zone, skating around. Wolf and Footy are in. Minnesota has it in the corner. TI trying to make an exit here. It goes to neutral ice. They're giving chase. Tumulty on that puck in the corner, trying to keep it in for TI. She gets it towards the net. Bogdan is there, takes a player off the puck. Feynman in on defense after Wolf came out. Minnesota trying to make it. Bogdan gets it. They're at the blue line, trying to keep it in. It's going to be Feynman back one-on-one. Pushes the player out. Oh! I'm not sure if that went in on the backhand or if it went in on the rebound. But a goal was scored there. Not actually sure what happened there.
So I'm not sure what happened there either. It looked like Feynman had played good defense. The puck was knocked high. Here's a call. Yeah, 27 from 32, so that was a goal. Went high, I think it hit Geiger on her back and then leaked into the thing. Feynman was trying to rescue it but couldn't. So here we go now, 4-1, and the puck is at center ice now, and Minnesota has it. Now they play it, and Feynman almost had Tumulty, and that's going to go for icing. So nice pass by Feynman coming out, but couldn't get there. And so it's going to be a full line change with Roberts and the rest coming in. And so that is Byrne. Byrne tried to control it and couldn't. 8:55 to go. And Minnesota has it behind their own cage now. They're trying to bring it out. And nobody's on that Minnesota player. She brings it out to center ice, and then she gains the TI line. She skates past everybody, bringing it down behind the TI cage. Minnesota now in the near corner, trying to control the puck. It's at the near side half wall now. Minnesota brings it to the point. Now it's in the middle. There's a shot. Geiger with a save, or maybe it didn't get through. And there's Troncozo with it, and she backhands it deep. And we go for the forecheck. Slow forecheck developing here for TI. And now they're on it. And they play it up the wall. Bowles has it. She keeps it in at the far point. But Minnesota comes away with it. Now through center ice. Nifty stick handling there across the red line. And Minnesota gains the TI line on the near side. Now behind the cage. Driven off the puck now. Murphy had it. Now there's a backhand across the crease. But nobody's there from Minnesota. Minnesota again tries to shoot it in the crease, but no players are there. The puck careens over into the near corner, and now trying to get it out to the line is TI, but they can't bring it out on the near side. And now they do. It's going to be Roberts who gets it up to Murphy, and Murphy puts it down deep while they go for a change. TI team is a little tired now. And we have Maslin on the ice, along with Bowles, Kredikulova, with Alonzo and Piper Murphy. And now it's taken by Kredikulova. She's trying to bring it out, and she can't. And now a puck in the slot. It hit Maslin's helmet, but she couldn't bring it out of the zone. And now Minnesota has it behind their own cage. Kredikulova fighting for it. She's fighting. The Minnesota player pulls her down, no call. And Alonzo had it for a second. Minnesota now playing it to the far corner, to the far half wall. TI trying to bring it out, and they can't. And now it's controlled. And Minnesota still has it. That was Bowles who tried to bring it down, and she couldn't. Kredikulova now tries to bring it out. She tried to get it to Alonzo at center ice. Alonzo couldn't control it. Minnesota back in the TI zone with 6:20 to go for the game. And there's a shot, and Geiger had it for a second, lost it, but she's able to cover it. 6:16 to go, 4-1 Minnesota.
Whole line's coming off. It's Bogdan, Sullivan, off the face-off. That's Roberts charging in. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Peterson. Back behind the net. Puck goes net front. Geiger knocks it away. Bogdan takes it back. Maslin is behind the net. Maslin passes it up. Peterson on the boards to receive it. Goes to neutral ice. Not quite. Didn't make it out. Still in the TI zone. It's around the corner. Maslin and Bogdan combine. It's chipped up to Sullivan. Sullivan knocks it off the back of her stick. TI trying to get it out of the zone. Finally, Maslin. That's going to be Sullivan trying to get it to Roberts. Doesn't get it out. Minnesota takes the puck. They get a shot off. It's a nice, easy save for Geiger. So Troncozo and Bulls come out on defense. Or no, I'm sorry. Foodie and Feynman come out on defense. Murphy, Cantwell. So and Tumulty is out there. So off the face-off, that's going to be Tumulty. Takes it across the blue line, cross neutral ice, into Minnesota zone, trying to gain a little advantage there. Tumulty still racing behind the net. She gets a net front. Yes, and Murphy is there. We put a biscuit in the basket. So nice play by Tumulty from behind the net. She gets it net front. Murphy's there, puts it right in the low corner. So score is 4-2, 5:12 left to play. So that's an example of what we need to be doing. Good positioning, a puck coming net front, and someone getting to it and burying it. So off the face-off, Murphy, Tumulty hustling to that puck, bringing it into the zone. They're on the boards. It goes behind the net again. Player trying to get out. Foodie comes in. Nice choice there. It's coming to get that play. They're battling still on the boards. Tumulty comes out without it. She's being a little relentless there, which is good. Murphy coming in. So nice save. Nice save by Geiger. Little confusing. Was listening to the announcer announce the goal. But Olivia Geiger makes a nice save. It's going to be Byrne. Bulls and Troncozo are out on defense. So with Byrne comes Kratoquilova and Roberts. 4-2 here, 4:34 left to play. Faceoffs in the near dot in the TI zone. Kratoquilova gets out in front of the goal, goes out to a defensive player. She can't get it off her stick. Byrne tries to grab that, almost a steal there. Minnesota coming in. Bulls goes for that puck. Bulls gets it up, trying to get it to Roberts. Minnesota has it, makes an entry into the zone. Nice play there.
4 minutes.
Yep, 4 minutes left to play. That's going to be Bowles coming up. Bowles tips it behind the net. She chases her own puck. She's coming around, trying to get a position. Troncozo puts one near the net. It goes wide. Kratoquilova gets it. She goes back to Bowles. Bowles on her strong side, takes a shot low. It's blocked net front. Yes, and Byrne is there to put that back. It is now 4-3. TI putting a little life in the game. So nice hustle there. Byrne had great position in front of that net. She saw that puck and she backhanded it gently into the net, but we'll take it. 3:48 left to play. Great job.
Is it 5-3 or 4-3, I thought? I don't remember their fifth goal.
That's our goal.
Yeah, it's 4-3. The scoreboard's wrong with 3:48 to go. And hopefully they'll get that going. So puck goes down in. Wolf has it. She plays it across to Maslin. Maslin now, she just missed Byrne coming out. That's going to go for icing. So 3:35 to go for the game. 4-3 Minnesota. The scoreboard says 5-2. We know that's not right. So the face-off is going to be in the left circle. It's the goalie's blocker side in the TI zone. And I don't know. There's the face-off. It's on the ice now. TI looking desperately for the equalizer here. And now Minnesota has it. And no, I think they messed that up. Yeah, they got that wrong. Here comes Wolf now. Wolf is able to get it. It's Piper Murphy now, brings it into the Minnesota zone, but it's knocked away. And now it's taken by Maslin, and she loses it, but Bogdan is there to help recover, and Wolf. Bogdan has it back in her own zone. 2:55 to go for the game. And now there's a backhand. It's taken by Piper Murphy. Piper pushes it along. Minnesota back in their own zone is able to control it, and now the puck is to center ice. Feynman and Footy just came in. Footy with a nice defensive play, and now it's taken by Piper Murphy again. Piper Murphy going. She tried to get it. Now Feynman had it. She pushes it along, and now it's taken by Footy. Footy in the neutral zone, looking. She's driven off the puck by a Minnesota player. Nice play by Footy to keep that in. And now it's going to be taken by Murphy in the neutral zone. She loses it. Minnesota brings it back deep. Feynman is coming around for that puck. She's first on it. Feynman with a little space. She tries to push it up the wall. The scorer now has it correct with 2 minutes to play. And now the puck is in the zone, in the TI zone. There's a shot. Nice block there. And it's taken by Peterson. Peterson across the red line. And she's hectoring a player. A lot of fight now with 1:45 to go for the game. Fighting, and it's in the TI zone. And it's taken by TI. And the goalie's out. Sullivan has it. Sullivan lost the puck, and now it's in the neutral zone. And now there's a shot. Oh, and it's off the skate of Footy. Thank heavens. Or that was going in. Empty net for TI now. Puck is to the neutral zone. And had it for a second. Minnesota had it for a second. And now the puck is out of center ice with 1:15 to go. And there is an offsides. So 1:13 to go, 4-3, empty net for TI, and we're going to get some fresh skaters on the ice.
All right. So where's the face-off? Face-off is going to be far dot closest to the TI zone. In the neutral zone. Timeout is called. So TI under pressure for a goal. 1 minute, 13 seconds left. So sometimes when they pull the goalie, right, everybody's diving for that puck. You do not want to give Minnesota a shot at the empty net, whatever it takes. So I think Geiger will be in for the face-off. If TI can get control and send that towards Minnesota zone, Geiger will be pulled again, and we'll have probably about, I'm guessing, around a minute to play without a goalie. So all hands on deck for TI. Minute 13 left. So we're going to have Troncozo and Bowles out there. We're going to have Byrne. We're going to have Bogdan. We're going to have Murphy. So Murphy, Bogdan, Byrne. It's going to be Murphy on the face-off. I don't want to tell Minnesota, but they only have 4 players out there right now. They finally figured it out. They get a 5th player out there. We'll take it. Murphy off the face-off. It's going to go to Bogdan. Players holding Bogdan's stick. Byrne, nice play. It's going to be Bogdan. Bogdan passing it back. Troncozo holds so everybody can clear the zone. Tries to get it deep. Minnesota's going to have it. There's an empty net. Bowles coming around the back of the net. There's about a minute to play. She's trying to shoot it around. Minnesota. Oh, good. Thank goodness. Roberts gets it to Byrne. Byrne trying to get it through traffic. Murphy sees that. Murphy is going to have an offsides play right there. So close.
42.6. Byrne, Troncozo, Murphy, Roberts. That's A. Murphy. Bowles. Face off. And Bogdan. Face off is just outside of the Minnesota zone, near dot. It's on the ice. Minnesota has control of it. They try to shoot it down, but they can't. And it's Roberts who had control of it for a second. Now Byrne has it, and she is driven off the puck. The puck just came out of the zone. Byrne tried to muscle it back in, but there was offsides. So 31.6 seconds to go. Murphy taking the face-off. back in the Minnesota zone. They have control of it now. They played across in their own zone, trying to play it out, and they do. It's in the neutral zone, but Murphy's right there. Now T.I. trying to get control of it, and they do. Puck goes back into Minnesota zone with 16 seconds left. Here's the finish, everybody. Minnesota has it now, and right there is, and now it's taken by T.I. It's in the far circle, and it's shot down the ice. 2 seconds, 1 second. That's going to do it. Troncozo picks that up. And so T.I. had an opportunity right at the end, but they weren't able to capitalize. So two-on-one goals that resulted in just great passes at the last minute. Nothing you can really do about that. It was just a great passing, great timing by Minnesota, and that was the difference maker. But T.I. did not give up. They fought back in this game, and they were able to take a 4-1 lead and cut it to 4-3 before the end. So that's it for the first weekend of hockey. The regular season will be starting soon, and of course we'll bring you those games when we can. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.